Hi. So what I like to show you in the beginning of this DVD is that working from these rough marker sketches done on a single paper. So this will be probably work for early stage in the production. One sitting probably takes about 2 to 3 hours. Just getting these drawings done, actually done on about 10 by 15 inch paper, so it's not that big. So you see four different types of building here. I'm going to trim out like three different buildings and put them on an actual painting background. And it's going to be really quick and rough. So this particular building on the right top side. Okay, so this building has close to kind of triangle profile. However, didn't really detail out how the bottom section of the building is sitting on the actual flat ground, and also what type of natural surroundings is it sitting in. So that's something I have to figure out. And I'm using the chalk brush. Chalk brush works the best in most of the cases because it ranges from rough rock texture sort of look to if I can press hard, it gives me more like a flat marker shading kind of look. So within just using this simple chalk brush, I can get a lot of different edge control with this one, and try to um, draw connecting the basic shape that I have on the drawing and either extend it or modify it. Right now, just drawing out some of the plain shapes in front of the building, see how much the flat ground is gonna comes out and where the drop surface is gonna start. So a lot of it is more like a sculpting kind of sense. Um, I'm not really too concerned about color in this one. It's mostly make it easy to look and see what forms and shape this is. Because if you provide just a pencil drawing, I mean marker drawing to the client, um, it's I mean they can see what shape and the form and the design of the buildings, but however, if I put more like a neutral tone, kind of quick painting like this one, it's a lot easier for the client to see, to guess what the design of the building and what type of structure is it. Okay, so keep working on the bottom section of the building. So here, most of the horizon line and the basic mountain shape in the behind the building is sort of suggested in this stage. Right now I'm sampling the color and the value is already there, and instead of more like cleaning up the lines, it's more like you know, putting more weight on the structure lines, because the actual production is better for me to provide uh, different sketches in a rough stage before I go into more of a polishing and rendering stage. Uh, Still a lot of things are up in the air to figure out in terms of materials and actual texture on the surface. However, this gives a pretty good idea about how big this place is going to be and how it's actually fit it into some of the rock shapes around it. There's a little bit of information on the lighting here. The center of the building has a kind of round dome shape. There's a one in the bottom, the ground level, and the second top has another one. So the lighting is not really accurate in this one, but however, getting that cast shadow on the surface suggests that it's actually the top section is coming out and covering the bottom dome shape. So here I'm continuing figuring out the rock shapes and going back and forth between the highlights and some of the middle value. But the way I'm treating this highlight is more like coming back with the white acrylic paint. So there's a lot of simultaneous thinking going on. I treat it more like a line drawing, and at the same time, I'm using the fat, thicker brush, and try to treat it like acrylic painting. So design of the building, I'm thinking it could be built on sort of different planet. Mostly what's available for the building material was the rocks and the pure the metal sheet, and the building has been built up using some recycled materials. So right now I'm basically drawing an area that wasn't in the sketch. What's cool about this is because even though I'm doing the line work using the Photoshop brush, it still looks similar with the ones that it's been done with the actual marker sketch. So having that consistent look, I mean, it's possible, and you can see I'm not really zooming in to get the fine lines or anything because the focus is in the building, so there's a lot of room for me to be a lot looser on the bottom section, because that's not basically doesn't need to get the attention. So I'm pretty happy with the building design. The cool thing about this shape is repeating kind of flat dome shape, however different size, and it's creating different cast shadow, especially the ones actually sitting on top of the other one. So yeah, I mean, it's fun to take your drawings and actually accentuate it a little deeper by putting in the shadow and the light source indication. I really like doing that. However, I can't really call it this is a painting. This is more like extension of actual drawing, because I'm not really mixing colors or it's just basically continuing of carrying on the overall concept of the building. So from my working experience, I work very closely with the 3D environment team. Actually, I have to sketch out a lot of different things so that the modelers can look at it and then start building in 3D. When I show a lot of concepts to the director and art director, sometimes I have to communicate the mood and the color and lighting, which doesn't really need to have a solid like line drawing of the building. However, that moody, cool, like high level painting is not really what the modeler actually need. I mean, they will need it to look at it and figure out the overall mood and whether the place is actually in the bright setting or it's a kind of underground, more like Hades environment kind of deal. But however, there's so many assets has to build, especially in some kind of fantasy setting games. It's building has to be drawn to figure out the shape and design, and every building has to look different, that kind of thing. So a lot of times I focus on these quick line drawings that are clearly explaining the shape of the building and how it's put together. By looking at it, you can almost figure out how many polygons it will take. I mean, that's kind of exaggerated, but because a lot of times the modelers, they come to me and say, Cecil, this line drawing is awesome. I mean, I can go from this alone. And what they're looking for at this stage is not really a color painting or a cool like rendering of entire scene. So this is something I learned from the experience. If you have some of these quick sketches in your portfolio, surprisingly, the production team is really like to see these kind of things. So here's my first attempt, and I'm gonna move on and work on the other two sketches that I like, and it's gonna go through a pretty similar process. However, there's a slight the problem solving in terms of drawing the environment and finishing up the actual drawing and the parts that I don't like, and and now it's a good time to erase if I wanted to, and flip it and copy and paste it. All those cool Photoshop trick would be very coming helpful in this finishing up stage.